While walking in this beautiful Croatian coastal area, I had some thoughts and realized that a lot of business owners, probably 99% of them, neglect one huge and super important aspect when hiring their sales teams. And in this video, I'm gonna talk about something I call the Wolf Code. Yes, and it's essentially why masculine values need to be applied to sales teams, when you're building and managing it, and why they're so crucial. So yeah, in this video, I'm just gonna talk about why average setters fail and how my Wolf Code pretty much creates warriors that stay present, that just absorb fast, that are super coachable, that are not brain dead, first and foremost, and most importantly, the ones that bring print fucking bank. That's just non-negotiable, I'd say, because how the fuck can you actually have a sales team full of setters that don't generate results? But don't get me wrong, you as a manager or someone you have as a manager already also needs to be developed to properly manage that team, because this Wolf Code that I'm gonna talk about is just how I managed to, I'd say, manage the sales team of a guy doing 400k a month. We're scaling to fucking millions and millions and millions. So, I know this is exactly what's gonna bring me there. But even though I feel you watching this video are probably one of the best coaches or agency owners in the market already, and you're probably killing it without actually even seeing this video, I still don't want you to make a mistake of just going for experience instead of someone who is super hungry, because essentially experience is important, don't get me wrong, and you should definitely look for it, but something more important are tangible qualities, and those are the ones that you need to be looking for when it comes to hiring your sales team full time. And some of the main points I would like to cover is, I'd say, almost like an epidemic of fucking weak setters, because most setters are just being distracted easily. They're not present, they are not even coachable. And when it comes to you having those daily calls with them, something that I usually do with my setters every single day to keep them intact, to see their body language, which is also one super important thing, I see them just scrolling. I don't see my setters scrolling, but I know for a fact with the businesses where I just hopped in as a manager, where the setters were from some outside sources, they were fucking lacking, they were just all sleazy hopping on those on those coaching calls. And how can you expect that your business is gonna be run by those setters? How can you expect that these people are going to, I'd say, generate you clients, generate the leads, and book these sales calls for you where you're supposed to make serious bank? You can't. And there's one super important study that I've read somewhere where, let's say you're doing a deep work session and all of a sudden you get a notification on your phone. Your focus is literally getting decreased by 30%. Like you're getting high. It's literally like you're getting high on fucking marijuana or whatever the fuck. And me realizing those things on the calls with my setters is also what I usually try to correct them on, because it's not all about the skill, about coaching and theory and stuff. They also need to work on something I call personal foundation. They just need to be dialed the fuck in to actually do the work, and that's why experience is not the crucial aspect when building and managing the setters, because the setter I'm currently working with in that 400k a month business is one that I've never met before, and he was a completely new person in the online sales space. But guess what? The guy is booking fucking 2-3 calls a day purely from cold outbound campaign for a program that's priced at fucking 16k and getting paid in fulls. Do you get me? Why? Even though he was there for like 2 months or so in this online sales game, he's still making it happen because his mentality is on point, And how could I even be in a position to work with such a person if I was only looking for experience, because that just doesn't work that way. And all my setters follow that Wolf Code I constantly talk about, because distraction kills performance, But on the other hand, when you're, as a part of the Wolf Code, when you're fully present, when your intention is spot on, when you're, I'd say, respecting yourself as a man that you want to become, you're definitely gonna make it happen. Why? And why am I talking about intention? Simply because a lot of people like to just satisfy their respective clients or their managers. like, oh yeah, I'm filling out the KPIs, and then they blame it on leads for not, I don't know, opening themselves up or something. But your intention should be to progress these people with speed, not rushing the process, but with speed, because a lot of people also tend to confuse speed with rushing the process. Rushing the process is not good, but your intention should be to do it quickly. Let's say reach out to person, ask few right and targeted questions, build that relationship, because at the end of the day, no one actually buys into products anymore. They all buy into other people. And guess what? Make a no-brainer cold proposal, you know, because you need to become a man that people are being attracted to. Like, just to tell you my personal story. So, maybe three and a half years ago, I was at the position where I was playing fucking Fortnite for 7 hours a day. And the thing is that I was always an aspiring football player, wanting to become a pro and stuff. And when my career started going downhill, I found peace at playing video games, because it was just a distraction, a literal distraction that I'm talking about in this video. And yeah, I started going deeper and deeper and deeper. With such a person who can't control his urges and stuff, how do you feel someone else is gonna connect with you and trust you that you're gonna do the work for them? Because let's say this is just something that I've never actually shared with anyone, but when I, let's say, handle objections on the sales call, and when someone realizes I'm fighting, like my life depends on it, I always like to be transparent and talk with them man to man, saying like, well, bro, I'm naturally a fighter, so I fight for myself the same way I would fight for someone else as a manager of your business, let's say. Because if I'm not fighting for myself, how can you as a business owner be sure that I'm gonna fight for your sales as well? How can you trust me with your business? Do you get me? And that sort of a mentality is what helped me just get to the point where I'm at today, you know? Because you don't want to be working with people who treat sales just like a task, you know? I treat it like my life genuinely depends on it, you know? And that's one of the main things that we setters neglect. Just becoming a man that someone else, that the prospect would like to connect with, before there's even a pitch point in the conversation, you know? Then, some of my non-negotiables, I would say, that I like to just talk about constantly on these calls, and especially when I'm training, placing and managing these setters for like 6 and 7 figure business owners, is just them being present. Once again, no distractions whatsoever. I've had some people saying like, oh yeah bro, I can play fucking Xbox for an hour a day, but as long as I do the work, then I'm all good, it's not gonna hurt me. That's not the thing. That's not the fucking thing, genuinely, because you're spreading yourself too thin. Why, instead of playing Xbox for an hour, why wouldn't you rather optimize the CRM? Watch the video of Alex Hormozy talking, or Jeremy Miner talking about how to ask right and targeted questions, whatever. That's so important, and that's that distraction that I'm talking about. Like, that's not the thing. Second one that I look for is, once again, coachability. My microphone almost fell off. But coachability. If you're not willing to evolve, you're done. Student mentality is so freaking important. Just that student's mentality, because my mentor, making 40k a month, is surrounding himself with people making millions and millions a month, because there's never an end to that learning curve, you know. Me, when I was making 2-3k a month, I was constantly surrounding myself with people making 5 to 10, you know, and so on and so on and so on. Like, these setters that I hire don't only need to be experienced, once again, because they need to be coachable, they need to be willing to evolve, because that student's mentality curve never ends, you know. And to kind of connect the dots, that serious intent, the mindset to sacrifice themselves now for the future, is what I also look for. Because one super important quality of a high value man is to, once again, resist the urges, sacrifice their current self to be able to reach the point that they want to reach in the future. Because, just a silly example, do you think I'm enjoying, let's say, waffling for like 10 minutes right now, instead of just going for a swim and chilling, literally sun gazing or whatever, absorbing vitamin D? No, I don't enjoy this. But you know, I'm sacrificing my current urges because my dopamine receptors are craving some some vibes, I'd say, for me to chill on the beach and stuff. But no, I need to do the work. I need to do the work, record this video, and once again sacrifice my current self, because I know that this video right here, this work that I'm going to do, regardless of my urges and stuff, is going to benefit me heavily, because I just like to spit facts at the end of the day. So it's way deeper than just sales, honestly, because the real transformation is something masculine, I would say, where you're building your legacy, having that tunnel vision where no matter what is it that you're facing, you're still going to do it. Because let's say 8-9 months ago, I was in a position where I was constantly chasing 10k a month, just struggling to fall asleep, thinking like, am I gonna go homeless? Am I good enough and stuff? Because people around me were hitting those numbers while I've not been hitting those. And then I realized it's not that deep, because if I do the work, if I do the needle moving activities and getting better, if I'm getting better 1% each day, I don't need to be on 100% each day. I need to be on at least 70-80 over a consistent long enough period of time. Why? Because that's how you get better. And I realized I would rather build proper systems, invest months and months of my time to build those systems, and then just pick the fruits of my labor and enjoy those fruits of my labor for years to come. Why? Because I resisted my urges. My urge was just to hit that 10k a month, to chase cash, and I didn't even care. Why is my camera bugging right now? Okay, so I didn't even care about, at that time, about delivering the life-changing results to my clients. I was just thinking about cash and how my Stripe account is gonna look good. But that's just me being addicted to it, without actually having any long-term success. And right now, I'm just enjoying my work, not overwhelming myself with just being emotionally attached to the outcome, and literally having a system that runs for me, where I'm recording these videos while my setters behind the scenes are doing the outreaches, generating clients, booking the calls and stuff. And yeah, I'm living a life like a proper CEO, and let's say, I don't know, you're hiring your setters right now, which is, by the way, I feel something super, super important, because buying your time back is a number one advice that any millionaire would tell you you need to do. You need to make sure that the input is the main priority of them, as well as yours, of course, because output is just a byproduct of the inputs that you do. You focusing on yearly goals, quarterly goals, monthly goals, weekly goals is fine, but reverse engineering them to make sure that every single day your input is ticked off, I'd say, is what's ultimately, inevitably, going to bring you those results that you desire. You get me? And that's just my approach. I'm not trying to, act smart and stuff, but it's just my approach that I've been trying to find out about for last months and months. Because I've been through hell of a lot of shit, and right now I can confidently say that that's the formula that worked for me. Because in sales, energy is transferable. That's non-negotiable. We all know that. So even through the screen, I don't know the science behind it, honestly, but even through the screen, when you're feeling down and stuff, prospects can sense that. And they feel that you're being desperate. They feel that you're trying to make the sale. They feel that you're just chasing cash and stuff and not actually helping them. And that was my problem 7 or 8 months ago, when I was chasing that 10k a month, desperately chasing, just like a fucking geek. So when I changed that approach, when my mindset shifted entirely, I managed to sign a guy doing 400k a month, which realistically, he was killing it even without me. But that's the thing. He felt I am the guy who can help him. He felt I was his problem solver. So essentially, what you repeat on a daily basis, every single day, no matter what, every single hour of a day becomes your result. So make sure that your mentality is spot on before you try to transfer it onto your setters. But yeah, essentially, if you feel like you would like to hire the setters by using the exact roadmap, exact ways how I do it for people making 6, 7, even 8 figures, yeah, you can just go on my YouTube, shoot me a subscribe, and yeah, see all the previous videos that I have recorded. Everything is being done for you step by step, literally for free. I'm not even selling any fucking geeky coaching 15k program. No, I'm just here to help you out, and at the end of the day, when you're at the right level, we can potentially collaborate. Or if you're not at the right level but you want to become, feel free to comment or reach out to me on my Wolf of Croatia IG. That's gonna be down there in the description. I don't mind giving you pointers and just sharing value, because that's what fills me with happiness. But yeah, thanks for watching. I'm gonna just enjoy this beautiful Croatian coastal area after doing some more work. And yes, thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.